7 years ago, my husband and I picked up and moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion of do I recommend it? My name is Brandy Reinschmidt. I'm an agent here in Charlotte, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Discover Charlotte, where we're going to help you do just that. We're going to give you an insider's look of what life is really like living here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're looking to relocate, we hope that these videos give you a little bit more information so you can help make the best decision if Charlotte, North Carolina is one of your options. Stay tuned to the end of our video where I'm going to give you my 3 tips to help make your relocation move less stressful. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, why did I move and where did I move from? Well, I moved from Tampa, Florida. And yes, I know what you're thinking. You live where people vacation, you love Tampa, you moved away from the white sandy beaches. Trust me, I've heard it all. And yeah, I would be lying if I said I didn't miss those beaches. I am a beach person at heart, but there's so much more to it than that. So after I graduated from college, I knew that I wanted to move out of Florida. Keep in mind, this was years ago. Tampa was not what it is now. It has changed a ton, just like many areas. So I knew I wanted to change. I wanted to move out of Tampa, and I wanted to go north. I wanted a northern city with seasons. But let's be honest, I was a broke college student and couldn't afford New York or Chicago. So I went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's right, Pittsburgh, home of the Steelers. Not home to me. We went there, we lasted for about a year. It was like a year and a week, guys. I'm not even kidding you. I could not hang. I couldn't hack the weather. Well, we loved living there, and we learned that we really did love that city lifestyle. We loved walking out of our apartment and being able to go walk to grab a coffee or a drink or dinner or lunch, whatever it was, and having those different neighborhoods that had different feels and unique characteristics to them. But we knew that Pittsburgh wasn't where we wanted to stay long term. We started looking at the lifestyle that we wanted, and that just wasn't it. So at this time, my husband had decided he wanted to start a turf management business. So we needed to be very particular about where we chose for weather purposes and business expansion purposes. So we hopped online and we started researching different areas, different cities to live in. We knew we didn't want to go all the way back to Florida. We had to stay on this coast. We knew that's what we wanted. So we ended up, when we were looking, we were being careful researching weather. Weather was huge for us. Looking at cost of living, looking at growth, being 2 business owners, opportunity was huge for us. So we kept looking at all these things, and Charlotte kept popping up. We had never been to Charlotte. We had never really thought about it before because, it's not a touristy destination, so it doesn't come up in conversation frequently. It wasn't like their sports teams were huge. They don't have like huge college teams. So it wasn't a place that we had heard of a lot. So it didn't really, it kind of stuck out to us. So anyways, we knew one couple that lived there, and they said, come on down, visit, take a look at it. So we did. When we first got here, we stayed in a neighborhood called Villa Heights. So if you're looking at Charlotte on a map, you've got the outer circle, which is the 485 loop. That's like the city limits essentially of Charlotte. And then there's a smaller circle that encompasses uptown Charlotte. So Villa Heights is right outside, just northwest, basically, or northeast, I'm sorry, of uptown. And we stayed there, and at this time 7 years ago, Villa Heights was going through a major gentrification process, and I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't like it. I was not impressed with Charlotte, with what I saw. I'm like, not a chance I'm gonna live here. But we had done enough research. We had been on Google, we had been on YouTube. I had done enough research to know that there's more to Charlotte than what I'm seeing right now. I can't just judge my opinion off of this one street. So we did. We spent a lot of time here. We spent a lot of time researching it and looking at different areas. I mean, we went everywhere from suburbs down in South Carolina because Charlotte is right on the border of North and South Carolina. So a lot of times when you hear people talk about suburbs of Charlotte, that includes Fort Mill, Kankakee, Rock Hill, Indian Land, a lot of places that are in South Carolina. So we explored down there. We went to Lake Norman. We just drove everywhere, and overall we ended up really liking it. So one thing that really stood out to me was Charlotte is not a tourism attraction state. There's nothing here that's attracting tourism. So that was kind of nice. We don't have the heavy influx of people like a lot of other states do to avoid the snow or to get to the beach or to go to theme parks for some, we're not a summer vacations destination. We don't have a lot of theme parks right here. So there's really nothing here attracting tourism, which is really nice coming from a state like Florida that was nothing but tourism for half the year. So that really stood out to me and I did like it. So overall, we did end up choosing Charlotte. We've been here for 7 years. And again, we go back to the cost of living was really affordable. So right now, this video is being filmed in 2023. Right now, our average price point for a single family home is at that $475 to $500 range, which considering how large of a city Charlotte is, that is still really affordable compared to a lot of other metropolitan areas. We like the lifestyle. One thing that I realized I was missing in Pittsburgh from Florida was an outdoor lifestyle. Charlotte has a ton of parks. We've got a ton of outdoor activities. Almost every restaurant or coffee shop that you go to has an outdoor patio, which living in the north, even for the short year, not a lot of places had. So I was really missing that. I love on the weekends going to grab lunch or brunch or a drink and then listening to live music or playing trivia or whatever that is, but I wanted to do it outside and I wasn't able to do that living up north. So that really stuck out to me here in Charlotte. And going back to the beaches and maybe what we don't have. So no, we don't have beaches that are within a 30-minute drive, but within 3.5 hours, we do have Charleston, Savannah, Oak Island, Hilton Head. We have a ton of beaches within a 3.5 hour drive. And if you want to go a little bit further, go to a little bit more of a quieter beach, we've got Surf City, we've got the Outer Banks. So we've got a ton of beaches right here. If you want the mountains, if you're moving from up north and you're really gonna miss like the Colorado ski slopes or something, no, we don't have those. You're definitely gonna have to hop on a plane and go somewhere else for that, but we do have some ski areas. You can drive about 1.5 hours over to Banner Elk, or you can go up to West Virginia, and we've got a handful of ski areas around. Again, they're not gonna be what you're used to if you're used to skiing in Colorado or Vermont, but we do have those options here. And if you don't feel like driving a couple hours and you want to make a little bit longer of a trip out of here, Charlotte's airport is great. That was another factor for us when we were looking. Charlotte has a really good international airport. It is an American hub, so you can get pretty much anywhere from Charlotte. So while we don't have the sandy beaches, we don't have the mountains, especially within a 20-minute drive of us, we do offer them. It's just a little bit of a different pace. So those are a few things that, kind of stuck out to us and that were important to us. So no tourism, affordable cost of living, and being business owners, growth and opportunity was really important to us. So, we started looking at what that looked like, what Charlotte, what are the plans for Charlotte? And we've got so many headquarters here. We've got Honeywell, we've got Lowe's, we've got Amazon. Charlotte is known as a banking capital. So we've got Wells Fargo, we've got Bank of America. If you're not in banking, we have a huge tech scene here. We have Novant Health and Atrium Health are actually two of our largest employers here, but we've got home of the NASCAR. We have motorsports headquarters here. We've got S&D Coffee here. We have Eli Lilly here, and we have so many headquarters here. It's crazy. And we saw that, and we saw these companies that are wanting to come into Charlotte, and companies that were already established that were still growing, knowing that those companies are going to attract people, and they're going to have to bring people because they have to have people working for them. So we knew companies were going to be here, people were going to be here, and if that many people are coming into Charlotte, I haven't looked at a statistic recently, but I know at the beginning of the year it was over 100 people were moving to Charlotte every single day. So we knew that with that many people moving into the city, Charlotte is just going to continue to grow. The things that people, you know, the restaurants, the options, the attractions, everything was going to continue to grow to draw people here, and not even to draw people here, to amuse the people that were here. So we saw that as a great opportunity as well. So lifestyle in Charlotte is so easy. You know, you don't have to like boot up and put a coat on to go out to your car if you don't want to. You don't have to like park all the way down the road, but you still get that big city feel. So Charlotte is great for all ages. Charlotte's great for senior citizens. Charlotte's great for young professionals. It's good for young families. It's good for college students. I mean, again, we have a variety of things for you to offer, and it really appeals to everybody. So another thing that I heard frequently, and that was a concern for us even when we moved here, was, you know, we don't have a group of people there. We only knew one other person here, or another couple here. So, and I hear that a lot with people moving or relocating, you know, leaving their friends, leaving their family. We have not found a better place to meet people than Charlotte. So when we were in Pittsburgh, I explained Pittsburgh as friendly, but not, but it didn't have a hospitality feel to it. So here, you know, in Pittsburgh, you would meet your neighbor, you'd say, hey, how are you? Great. That was the end of it. You didn't know their name. You didn't watch their cat when they left. You didn't borrow a cup of sugar. You didn't do any of that. Here, it's actually been very easy to meet people. I think one of those factors that plays into that is the fact that nobody's from Charlotte. So if you're out and about and you ask somebody, how are you? You get in conversation, a big icebreaker is, where are you from? Nobody's from here. So, you have that right there. So you have that in common. So it's really easy to meet people here. People are very nice here. I've never had a bad experience meeting somebody. So I hope this was helpful. Here, you know, that's our honest opinion. 10 out of 10, yes, I would recommend moving to Charlotte. As promised, I want to give you my 3 tips of when moving. First and foremost is research, and you're already doing it. You're here, you're on YouTube. Google where you want to live. Spend a ton of time on YouTube. There are people that will give you driving tours of any neighborhood you want. Reach out to people that currently live there. Reach out to myself, even just for general questions about what an area might be like. Research. Tip number 2 is narrow down where you want to be. Charlotte is such a huge area, such a large area, and there's so many different feels to it. Again, if you want lake life, if you want urban life, if you want downtown life, if you want suburban life, there's so many areas and so many options that really try to narrow it down. You know, you can start with what type of home you're looking for, or, you know, schools that are important to you, or attractions that are, amenities that are important to you. So make sure you narrow it down. So if you do visit Charlotte, North Carolina, you're using your time wisely and you're not visiting spots that you know won't be a good fit. And tip number 3 is contact an agent. Contact a real estate agent, even if you're not looking to purchase a home when you move. If you're looking to rent, we can still help you. If you have your housing all figured out, make sure you still reach out to them if you have questions, because agents are the one here with eyes and ears and boots on the ground. We do tend to stay updated on what's going on in certain areas with construction and commercial projects and development projects. You know, we know things that are available. Like if you're looking for a certain swim club for your kids, we know that's going to be available in certain areas. Or, you know, if you like to be able to walk to places, we can recommend things to you. So make sure you reach out to an agent just for questions, get a lay of the land, pick their brain. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, or if you're considering moving to the Queen City yourself, give us a call. My team would love to help you.